Hey, what do you say? Episode 82, Jason Witten edition of the Run In Podcast. What's going on? My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ up here in the rafters.
And as usual, the Run In Podcast is brought to you by our boy over at Figure Collections, Jack from Figure Collections. Hit up figurecollections.com/shop. Use the code RUN10 to save 10% on all the Cella retros. And coming soon, the Bone Crushing Wrestlers. More news coming on that. He thought he might have some news for me today, but he does not just yet. So stay tuned. But there is some more stuff coming that we will be announcing with them or sharing with you guys about stuff with Cella and stuff with Figure Collections. He is dropping, you guys know he does these videos. It is the complete history of, I believe it's Futurama toys, action figures. Going back. Yeah, Futurama, complete history of Futurama figures. That is going to drop this week sometime. So if it's not on his YouTube channel yet, it will be shortly. If you're interested in that, check out youtube.com/figure collections. February 26th. You guys can check out Blitzkrieg Pro right here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Kevin Nash going to be there, Cowboy Bob Orton, and a whole bunch of other independent wrestlers, and it's going to be a good old time. Cannot wait. Also, we got to give a shout out. You guys heard in the intro to the passing. We didn't actually talk about the passing of Betty White either, but man, it's been a rough start.
Sidney Poitier and
now Bob Saget.
January we taking roll. Like last year in January, a bunch of people went home, and now we're doing it again this year.
Yeah, Betty White didn't even make it to January.
That's right.
She New Year's Eve or New Year's the day before New Year's Eve. I can't remember which, but yeah, man, it's crazy. It's insane. Bob Saget, I remember discovering the real Bob Saget. You know, there's all these memes of like he was the voice of like our generation's YouTube with America's Funniest Home Videos and stuff,
right?
Or TikTok or whatever you want to say. Right. And, you know, he's like this wholesome guy on that. And then he's the wholesome dad, obviously, on Full House and some other things. And then, like,
that's stand up.
Yeah. Well, then I was going to say, like, then I hear all this stuff about how raunchy of a comedian he is and stuff like that. And I'm like, huh? And then, like, what was it, 2005 or 2006, somewhere around that, the Aristocrats.
Yes,
DVD or movie came out, and I watched that, and I was just like, holy shit. And he was I think YouTube was a thing then, around then, and I remember just like seeing a bunch of his stand-up after that, and I was just like, oh my god. And he was hilarious.
So my Bob Saget story is, so I am someone that goes to the comedy club regularly. It doesn't have to be a headliner there. I'll just go. And so there is a comedy club in LA where you'll regularly see somebody will just pop in, just without you knowing, So he popped in. And so I'm thinking, like you said, like Full House, America's Funniest Home Videos. So I'm thinking this is just going to be some dad jokes, basically, and I'll get a nice chuckle and we'll move on. But this guy came out and he even kind of throws that in the thing. Like, I got to get some of this off my chest. Like, kind of like that's how he starts his act.
Right.
And then he comes with the most raunchiest shit you ever heard.
Oh my God. And it's,
And I was literally on the floor with tears in my eyes. So, so yeah, this is sad, man. Cause it's just like, cause you like Betty, like she was almost 100.
Right. She lived a good life, like a long life.
Sydney was 94, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
So long lives there. So like you're sad to see them go, but they had a long life. Whereas Bob, like that's not that old. Like was 59, right?
65.
65. So yeah, that's that's not that old. That so that's sad. That's just a sad one.
Yeah. And then today Ronnie Spector passed away, the singer.
Look at that.
I have a story about her too. I was drunk one night doing karaoke, and I was singing "Take Me Home Tonight" by Eddie Money. Not well,
yeah,
not well. And in the middle of it, I just stopped and I went, "Who the fuck is Ronnie?" It's Ronnie Spector. So one of my friends sent me a link to her passing away, and in it she says, "Who the fuck is Ronnie?" on the link, and with like a sad face. So man, it's been a rough start to 2022.
Right. So that means she's there with Eddie now, right?
Yeah. No, Eddie Money is still alive, I think. Let's
passed last year.
Check. Oh, he might have. You're right. Actually, now that you say that, Eddie Money. Let's see. He did 2019. He died.
19. Okay.
That's right. So they're singing "Take Me Home Tonight" together up in the
yes
in the sky there. So, some good news. So on a brighter note,
let's bring it back.
On a brighter note, we're bringing back giveaways here, not just in the Patreon, but courtesy of WrestlingCollectorsShop.com. We've got an Elite 91 Hulk Hogan. I've actually got one right behind me here. This is one I bought. It is Elite 91. It's like 2005 Hulk Hogan with the two boas, the sunglasses, old man Hogan wrestling the giant knee brace. We are giving this away. All you got to do is go find our pinned tweet out on Twitter, basically saying, "Hey, listen to our brand new episode," and retweet that, and we will enter you in to win that Hulk Hogan. That's all you have to do to win that Elite figure.
That's an easy one.
Yeah. It's it. You hit one button. You go follow us on Twitter, which our Twitter, if you don't know, is at Run In Podcast, right? You can go there and then just hit that retweet button on our pinned tweet for this week's episode, and you're good to go. You're entered. That's all you got to do. Can't make it any easier for you guys. Also, as you guys have been doing, please make sure that you are subscribed on iTunes, Google, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Make sure you're subscribed, and wherever you are listening or subscribed, make sure
and review. Even I don't care if you dog me out. Go ahead and review.
That is where I was going, DJ. You read my mind. It's like we've been doing this for a long time. We got one that said, let's see here. This is, I think I already read that one on the air. So this is from Cop Heavy Gang CSM. This is dropped last week on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Tom and DJ kill it every week. This is the best podcast out there for us wrestling nerdy folk. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. So thank you, Cop Heavy Gang CSM, for leaving us that review. You guys feel free to head over there and write a couple more. We would appreciate it on Apple Podcasts. And I think I mentioned this before. Spotify now has a follow and a rate button.
Oh, look at that.
So if you use the rate button, please make sure you give us 5 stars. But if you use the follow button, you'll get a little notification that we have a brand new episode up. So make sure you take advantage of that, because I know like a couple of podcasts I wasn't doing that with, and I didn't write reviews for, and I then we start doing a podcast. I'm like, oh shit, it's really important to do that.
It's the world.
Yes,
you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. It means the world.
Absolutely. So runinpod.com recently updated. We put some new stuff up there, including the discount information for Wrestling Collector Shop. We'll get into that and walk that toy aisle. But yeah, we got a discount code through them. Our discount code through Homage, Figure Collections, Raise Energy Drink, Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. It's all up there on runinpod.com. All our information, episodes about us, all that stuff, and a link to our brand new Patreon. We are giving away a Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition figure and a Max Caster signed 8x10. All you got to do is go over to patreon.com/runinpod and get into the Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You could win this Jeff Hardy Elite. We have different tiers: $1, $5, $10, $25, and $50. So there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Right.
We do have 6 new Patreons this week. We got to shout them out here as promised. Jonathan Burgos, Chad Miller, Charles Andrew, Carlos Mendez, John James, and Chris Matthews, all brand new subscribers to the Patreon. Most people
Chris,
doing the
Chris Matthews. Is this family playing the NFL by any chance?
Yeah, that's Chris Matthews from the WrestleGeddon podcast.
I got it. Okay, so that even more of the homie. Got
Yep. So yeah, most people doing the $5 thing, which is fine. $10, we appreciate the hell out of that as well. A couple people have done, and even the $1. I mean, every little bit helps.
It could be $1. Come on in.
Yeah,
everybody.
$1 gets you a shout out. It gets you into the Fig Cave. It's all good, man. It's all good. Patreon.com/runinpod, and we have, if you're a $5 tier and up, brand new episode of our spinoff show that was a lot of fun to record, and we've got more of them coming. The Rerun podcast, where we sit down with our inner circle. This one was a big one. We had Kenny, we had Phil, we had Mike, we had Zach, and then the two of us, and we watched the 1987 edition of.
I can't believe it was 87. That got me.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And there's a video version on the site on Patreon, and there's also an audio version. So and like I said, $5 and up gets you that. Season 1, episode 1. Season 1, episode 2 will be coming out in the next week or so. So keep an eye on that. And of course, you get early access to the episodes, ad-free versions of the episodes and stuff like that, all there on patreon.com/runinpod. You can buy a shirt over at prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. A lot of housekeeping this week, man. A lot of housekeeping.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Running through. DJ, what you drinking tonight?
Man, first I'm drinking some coffee because I had my booster shot and it's been kicking my ass.
So you got that you got that 6G cell phone service now.
Yes,
you got your microchip.
But the UC, now with the how it has the UC right next to the thing now, and so we're good.
On coffee,
and then then I got some ruby White Claws in this. So
all right, ruby grapefruit White Claw. All right. I'm rocking some Schweppes raspberry lime seltzer, and I found this week. It is Mountain Dew Spark. It's a blast of raspberry lemonade flavor and other natural flavors, and it's zero sugar. I'm all about the zero sugar ones, and these random ass flavors. This one is super good. I tried it earlier this week, and I said, you know what? I'm going to grab one while we record the pod. So I had a coffee earlier, man. These Wednesdays with my kids' hockey practice, I'm in single dad mode this week, too. The wife is in Florida, probably getting COVID and celebrating her birthday this week with one of her girlfriends. So I'm in single dad mode this week. So it's been a lot of coffee and a lot of energy drinks all week long to keep the schedule going, keep the bus rolling. Man. Stuff like that between baseball and hockey. He's all back to baseball this past week, indoor, of course, here in New England because it was 5 degrees yesterday.
Wow.
It's been brutal, but so single dad mode, not as fun as it would sound. Bachelor for the week. No. I am running around like a madman.
No.
But getting some good quality time with the kids. So that's what's obviously important. Other than that, though, man, we got NFL playoffs to talk. We got a lot of toy news, a lot of stuff. We say it almost every week. There's some stuff to talk about in the world of wrestling. Let's get to it. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go. It is In the Ring. It's the part of the show where we talk about news, breaking news, whatever has happened in the week of wrestling this week, and we give our 3 things that we're keeping our eye on or that caught our eye in the weekly shows, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Rampage, all that stuff. The big news this week is the Forbidden Door seems to be open in WWE. Mickie James is entered into the Rumble. Man,
and it's on she's on the WWE page even.
With her Impact title, which is crazy. Yes. Which she retained at their pay-per-view, Hard to Kill. Which
was actually a pretty decent match, too.
I got that in my notes, man, that the whole pay-per-view was actually pretty good.
Yes.
I had a hot take Saturday night while I was going between that and Battle of the Belts, where I said Impact at this point is more fun to watch than AEW. I know that's going to make a lot of people upset, but it really
maybe
been.
not. Like, so the people that are AEW fans that are like basically anything but WWE will probably be with you.
Yeah.
But anytime you mention AEW and not and not giving an A+ grade, then you might get like a review saying that you hate it.
Yeah, we'll get into it in a little bit here. My thoughts recently on AEW, but man, the Forbidden Door thing, people say this like, it's like a huge deal, but they did it like back. I've been watching like some of the older Royal Rumbles.
Right.
There's guys from Japan in the older Royal Rumbles. There's guys from Memphis. Like I remember, I don't think it was NWA. There was like another promotion in the 90s that was coming in. Maybe it was Memphis.
Or Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain. I think that's exactly what it was. Like the Heavenly Bodies came in. Tom Pritchard. I forgot who the other guy was. But yeah, and it's like they did this before. These guys were, they brought the belts on TV and stuff. But I guess nowadays, man, it's so like unheard of that obviously this is a huge deal. And a lot of people can't believe that Vince McMahon's doing it. I'm all for it, man. I will say that I think WWE has mentioned has mentioned Impact more than AEW did their whole run together.
And they had they had one of their guys holding a title.
Yeah. It really seems like AEW just kind of used Impact as like get their name in the news.
Man, like I mean, because I even remember. I would say I got to learn more about ECW during that little Monday Night Raw. Like when they came on, that's when I like learned a little bit more about them, and it caught my curiosity, and I started watching it.
Same here
after that episode. So to say that WWE does not do the Forbidden Door or doesn't do business with other companies, and I know we're going to talk about something else that happened, but it's not true. Yeah. Like that part's not true. So, and that's why you see people not like the smart people anyway, do not burn the bridge when they get, when again, some of these releases or some of them are contracts running out.
Right.
Some of them are just people that like, hey, we're paying this person to sit in the, in the locker room, and catering. And we don't have anything for them right now, so we're wasting money, So, that's what most of this stuff is, like, and I think like we've become the knee-jerk reaction society. So,
totally. I'm excited for this, man. It's really got me thinking. I mean, there's like memes out there, SMARC people, if you will, that are like, because they're kind of there was a report go out there this week that WWE is, inquiring with AEW about doing some documentary stuff, using some talent for documentaries and stuff. And I mean, Jericho was on, Smoking Skull Session.
He was on Smoking Skull Session.
Yeah.
And talked about AEW. So
right.
It's not like
exactly.
Jim Ross has been on some of their documentaries.
That's right. So one of the memes I saw or whatever was like, what if Punk comes back to the Rumble and wins it? What, that would, and then another one I saw was what we need is R-Truth going to Impact and saying, hold up, this isn't WWE.
Oh,
my
God.
bad.
I would love it.
Die for that. I would die.
I would I please do it. Please. Yes. Like, and just start doing like WWE stuff in the middle of their ring. Like, oh, wait.
Realistically though, who are some guys you think might, from Impact, maybe Ring of Honor? I'm gonna say an NWA. Like I think Mickie James is gonna be there. She's married to Nick Aldis. You might see him in the Rumble.
We've already had Moose calling out Roman.
Yeah, that's right.
So we could do that. The women's anybody on the women's roster, I'm for.
Deonna Purrazzo would be awesome
because they have a very I think they have a very underrated, talented women's roster.
Yeah,
and I'm not just looks wise, like they can go in the ring. So no, there's so many. There's just like Kenny. I gotta give Kenny his credit. Like he's never wavered on Impact. And he's always reminding us about Impact, and he's always been correct. Like they they are the talent that just doesn't have the spotlight on them.
Yep.
And this could be this, I think now they could probably really have something happen with the company with teaming on a WWE show, especially like the Royal Rumble, which, a lot like this one's got to be second to Mania, right? For the how many people watch this one? Yeah.
I am hoping. I mean, obviously they announced Mickie James. You got to announce a couple, like whether they're women, it's women or men, but don't announce too many of them. Like,
no, I want some surprises,
because now you got the curiosity there, where like people are seeing this and they're like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna tune into Peacock on January 29th." And see, I know the date off the top of my head now, and I'll be honest with you. So I'm just family, we're planning ahead, like what we have left for the rest of the month and stuff.
Right.
And my wife's like, I got plans on the 29th. And I'm like, all right, cool. And, I'm talking to my kid. I'm like, maybe we'll go to a hockey game. Maybe we'll go do, we'll go do something. Right. And then I saw that the Royal Rumble was on the 29th. I was like, hey, Royal Rumble's on Saturday, that 29th. The mom's going out. You want to just stay home, order junk food and watch the Royal Rumble?
We need snacks is what that is.
And he's like, hell yeah, let's do it. So,
right.
It's definitely, probably have a couple friends over or whatever. And, we'll breathe into each other's mouths so we get COVID. And just like it's generating that excitement for the Royal Rumble, which I don't feel like. I mean, obviously that every year it's the Royal Rumble. It's the kickoff to Mania season. Every year there is that little bit, that little bit of excitement there. But I think this year, for some reason, I mean, obviously none of these people are going to win the Royal Rumble, but it's still like an amazing thing to say. Oh my God, who's going to show up?
Right. Yeah, all I ask is for the men's Rumble to give us 31. Like, since Johnny's gonna go in there, he's gonna, he is a stunt guy, so he's gonna
take some bumps, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna get eliminated in spectacular fashion, which is gonna be hilarious. But make it 31. Don't make it where that he's a part of the actual 30.
Yeah, or don't even tell us that it's like 31. Just give it. You know what I mean? Like. They obviously like kayfabe the counter, so do that with the amount of people that are in it. You know what I mean? You don't have to say. You could say it's 30 people, but have 31 people in there or whatever.
Right. Nobody's counting. Like only like somebody's gonna count for sure. But
I'm sure
people just watching for fun we're not counting.
People living in their mom's basements.
Yeah. Oh, the poor guys. I'm trying not to call some names here, but one day they'll be all right.
Speaking of Royal Rumble, man, I was excited to see Alexa Bliss back. However, I think Mike Lana might have said it in our group chat. Where like, why are they wasting this right now? Why not have her come back at the Royal Rumble and have it be a surprise? Like, why are we doing this right now?
I guess I don't think they're sure. They're still not quite sure themselves that people are committed to watching this, I think.
But
especially, but go ahead.
But you have so little women in the Royal Rumble as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, it would have been a great opportunity, I think, to have definitely have her come back as a surprise.
Right. Well, I think so. I mean, we still haven't really heard anything from Asuka. I think she
might be a surprise. Yep.
I think Bayley. She's probably about ready. We haven't heard anything from Bayley. I think we might see that. We have anybody. I still say anybody on Impact, any woman on Impact can come on in here.
Yep.
And so on. Like there's people we're not thinking about that.
Yeah.
That can still. They haven't given away the whole 30 women. Like everybody. Relax, like they just gave a few names out.
That's true, but I think maybe they didn't give all 30 men. I think I think what I'm seeing is that their poster looks fuller. The women's poster looks fuller right now than the men's. I think that's where I'm at, like where I'm screwed, like where I'm like, oh, maybe that's why it feels like they're all in there.
You only need like a good 6 surprises.
You don't want the whole thing to be surprises.
Yeah, so we're good. Like everybody, we're gonna see some legends, just like we, like that's the usual thing. Like I mean, I kind of walked into this thing kind of knowing that we were going to see Lita and we were going to see
right.
Summer Rae, and like you knew,
and Michelle McCool.
Even they know to keep themselves in shape for January. You know,
right? Don't eat too many Christmas cookies because you're
Right.
going to be at the Royal Rumble.
Right. So
I'm sure we'll see Molly Holly. I don't think she's been announced yet, but I'm sure we'll see her.
mhm.
Maybe even Trish. You know?
Ooh, yeah, because she keeps, like, when you look at her post on Insta, she keeps talking about like wanting to, you know, show that Mama was a badass. You know,
I don't even read what she writes. I just look at it.
If you ever read the captions, that's what they say. So yeah, so I'm looking for her to do like an kind of an edge run at one of these years.
Yeah. Yeah, she's getting older. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but she is getting older.
Sure. No, this is like, that ring is unforgiving. It doesn't care how old your body is, you know.
Right.
So she's gonna do it. It's time. Like, let's do it. Like, you know, like while you can move, like you can move.
Yep. So women in the Royal Rumble right now: Mickie James, Summer Rae, Kelly, Michelle McCool, Lita, Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, Charlotte, Shayna Baszler, Naomi, Aaliyah, Natalia, Shotzi, Tamina, Zelina, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Nikki Ash, and Rhea Ripley. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's room for 12 more, 11 more.
So they only gave us a little bit over half.
Yeah. The men's is much, much smaller. It's Sheamus, Johnny Knoxville, Austin Theory, Dominic, Ray, Montez, Angelo, Damian Priest, AJ, and Big E. So,
damn. Okay.
That's it. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 10
for
announced.
Real, anybody could show up.
Right. So far, yeah, absolutely. So, man, I love the Royal Rumble. I really do. Just going back to Alexa Bliss real quick. I get they're trying to build a story here with everything with her, but do we really need another therapy session? That therapy session segment reminded me so much of Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
From probably like 8 years ago at this point now.
Yeah, and almost like how it was with Mankind with Jim Ross, like the little
I forgot all about that. Yeah.
And then you know, they start using his name and everything, and that's what it a little bit reminded me of.
Yeah.
With that conversation.
Yep. There was some other good stuff on Raw. We got new tag champs.
Yeah, the Alpha Academy. With you know, which, you know what, I was kind of happy for, like, because they worked their ass off. Like, they, like, every time you see them, like, you know, and they took the you know, they took the freaking Money in the Bank
right off of Otis.
Yeah. So, you know what, throw the guy a strap, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't waver. He still went with the program. He went, okay, you want to change it to this, okay, fine. And he goes all, like, whatever the gimmick is, he goes all the way in. You know, you could, you know. So Chad Gable I think is actually a really good performer.
Yeah.
In honest. Let's do it. Like, let him run with it for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I love surprises like that. Teams you don't think, or guys you don't think like should get the title or have the title or like are going to get the title. Like, I love that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to see what these guys are going to do. Even if it's just, I mean, most of the time when somebody like this gets something like this, it's just going to be like a short run, which is fine. That's it. You know, take the belts off of RK Bro for a little bit and have them chase like we talked about last week. Yep. Have them chase for a little bit and then see what happens next. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, just for those who are like, well, you know, they didn't build anything, or they didn't like. So I just think that's a two-edged sword when you have that opinion, because it's like, okay, if they started building Alpha Academy, then you're gonna be like, oh, I can see this coming from a mile away.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
And then in real sports, like, I mean, look who just won the World Series, right? The Atlanta Braves had guys injured. They barely got into the playoffs, and they win the whole thing. So it happens in real sports too. Like this is how it, that's what, like you said, that's what makes it more intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
That all of a sudden this team wins. Like that's entertainment, baby.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Just circling back here to the Royal Rumble real quick. This was posted about 10 minutes ago on comicbook.com. Bailey says she'll return to WWE early if Kayla Braxton enters the Royal Rumble. Ooh. So I guess the bump said, should Kayla Braxton declare for the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match? And Bailey tweeted, if she does, then I am without a doubt making my return. Just to throw her out so far, she lands on Michael Cole's dumb face. So I don't know if that's
which Michael Cole is like, come on.
Come on, mama. Come on. Man. Totally lost my train of thought there. But yeah, so Bailey's teasing at the comeback there. Sure. We also are getting Doudrop versus Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble. I did not see this coming. I thought Liv Morgan was going to win that match. A few botches like in that whole match, like even Doudrop just throwing Becky Lynch out of the ring. It was like, oh, that did not look right.
Yeah, that last part, yeah. But yeah, I had that in my notes with an exclamation point though. The drop is coming for you. But yeah, like we've been saying it on this show though. That woman can go.
Yeah.
And like I like the rise. Like I just like how she just does her job. Like she shows up, does her job. She's light on her feet. Despite what her shape is, like doesn't matter. Like she can go with everybody. And I'm for it. Like let's like I like and having the fresh matchups. So let's do
exactly. That's one thing I think AEW does really good is like we've talked about before is the fresh matchups. And I think WWE is kind of seeing that like, hey, yeah, we can't have the same matches on Raw every single night or every single week or SmackDown or whatever. So, yeah, I'm interested in the Doudrop thing. That makes me think that Liv Morgan is going to win the Royal Rumble because I don't think she's done yet.
Okay.
And like just kind of without like thinking of like Bailey coming back or Asuka coming back, like would they would they have Charlotte win it again? I don't know. But
she might get booed out of the building if she wins that thing again.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. But I'm that Doudrop and Becky Lynch match. Hopefully they figure out like they were obviously having some kind of like chemistry issues there on Monday night. Because there was a couple of mishaps there just on the quick little thing they did. So hopefully they iron that all out and it ends up being a pretty decent match. Other than that, though, that was we're already on to our three things. We've already covered a few of them. Yep. Battle of the Belts, man. AEW. Listen, I don't want to bury AEW. I don't want to. We had a review, and I don't want to read too much into it, but like we had a review that said like you guys bash AEW too much or whatever. We say it all the time. We're equal opportunity shitters here. But I was so high on AEW over the summer. I was excited to watch
elite over the summer.
I said I was all elite. John Swallow made a graphic for us and everything. But lately, man, it's I don't know if I'm just not sitting back and trying to enjoy it as a wrestling show like I do with the when I say like with the WWE pay-per-views, like if you go into no expectations, it's way more enjoyable. But with AEW lately, it's just been like, I don't know if it's Tony Khan talking too much. I don't know if it's the marks that are like, trying to pump it up so much. It's like, say it's like a brand new restaurant and people don't stop talking about it. Oh, it's so good. You got to go. You got to go. You got to go. And then you go and you're just like, this was just okay. Or they didn't do this right or that, or you know what I mean? Like it's not necessarily like, they're not doing everything wrong. I don't want to say that, but you have a special called Battle of the Belts. To me, it's like Night of Champions. Every belt should be on the line.
Right. Or even the old school Clash of Champions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
everything was on the line.
Yeah, it was just like a mediocre, and it wasn't like there was no like, it was a Saturday night. There was no reason for me to tune into that. I felt like, I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, we were just chilling. We were watching a movie. And I was just like, kind of like keeping up on my phone a little bit, but it wasn't like I wasn't like, oh my God, I gotta really pay attention to this or see what's going on. It just was like you're calling it like the title Battle of the Belts makes it sound so much more important than what they made it.
Yeah, because we got the men's and women's world championship, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the card right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see here. AEW Battle of the Belts. I know Britt Baker defended her title.
Right.
And let's see here. All right, Sammy Guevara. Oh yeah, Sammy Guevara beat Dustin Rhodes. All right, so that's all right. Sammy Guevara beat Dustin Rhodes for the temporary TNT title.
Which by the way, Guy, that's one of my favorite overall wrestlers is Sammy Guevara.
But then we had Matt Sydal versus Ricky Starks for the FTW championship. Like, who cares? Like, nobody's tuning in for that. And then Britt Baker versus Rio, which was all right. Also, this was only an hour, and it was 3 matches. Like you call something Battle of the Belts. Why is it only 3 matches? Why is it only an hour? Like, again, just think of the title that you're using. Call it Saturday night's mid-card event.
I'm about to say
like something else. Something. Like yeah, like Battle
Saturday
of the
night
Belts
something. Like I go for
not
that.
an appropriate name for a 3-match card. That's like a pay-per-view name to me. Maybe I'm splitting hairs. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, so I was very like I guess maybe from seeing so many Riho figures or something, like I'm like, I don't get it. Like she's one of those wrestlers I for real don't get it. Like seriously, I don't get it. Like I like she. I think my 16-year-old daughter is bigger than she is.
I don't know if I've seen enough
and more
of
athletic. Oh, I've seen enough. Like now I've seen enough. All right, she's not athletic at all. Like I mean, if you like, just go watch her run the ropes. Like that's all. Just watch her run to go hit the ropes and come back. The ropes barely bend when she hits them. Like okay, there was a bunch of botches in this match because like I mean, you had 2 people that were actually not that athletic, to be honest with you. So
you're talking bad about Britt Baker.
Britt is great on the mic and she's great at telling a story in the ring, and then I will stop there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree.
Okay,
with that.
and then I'll stop there.
Yeah.
I think she's like one of those wrestlers that came in with Kenny Omega, like because I think she's tight with Kenny Omega, and then that's why she has it. I think that's why she has a name. If you look at the in-ring work in Honest, like, so take away all the labels, take away, that this is on an AEW show and that she's, like, forget all that and just look at the actual in-ring stuff. And I swear to you, you're going to be like, yeah, this did not look good. And that's what kind of like, that was the match that I was really like turned around on. I was just like, why is this? Why do we have this on a big show like this? Other than that, like I did like the Sammy Guevara and Dustin, like Dustin. I was like, man, like at first when he was coming out, I was like, man, but he really, I got to give it up for him. He like they had a good match together.
Yeah.
That to me, that was the best match. That was the best match of the night.
Yeah, 1 out of 3, I guess, ain't bad. But then tonight, I like that Lance Archer kind of is. He's not my favorite guy, but they got to give somebody, a run here at
Especially
Adam.
An original.
Yeah, at Adam Page.
Yep.
So I'm okay with what's going on with that. But just to talk about what happened on Dynamite this week, where you have CM Punk and Wardlow. This might be the first time they're actually trying to build a story with CM Punk because it just seems like it's one-off matches. But CM Punk said himself that he's there to put talent over. Who has he put over? Who has been better off since CM Punk beat them? Like Ricky Starks, he's I guess kind of injured, right? Darby Allin is in the same, revolving door that he's been in, where he's just in a tag team. No offense, DJ, but he's just in a tag team with Sting, and I think they need to wrap that up. I think that's kind of run its course. It's just like, who else has he done the job for? Wardlow, it seemed like it would be like the right time to do it, and just they dropped the ball tonight, in my opinion.
You probably saw what I said in our chat. It's like, wait, so he gets 10 power bombs from Wardlow. So yep. I think that should mean something that you get a power bomb from Wardlow.
Right.
Okay. And because nobody's gotten out, nobody's gotten up from that. So let's do that. Like, that's how it should be. I think I still believe in the finisher. Okay. I still believe that a finisher should finish.
Right.
And so this guy gets 10 of them, one of them being through a table, and still somehow gets, like, you can still have the storyline of them breaking up with Wardlow winning, like that. You could still do that.
Mm-hmm.
But CM Punk should have lost this match, like, by a landslide.
Yep.
And then let that be part of the story. But it's like, he can't do it. Like, I don't know if he can't or if AEW can't. Like, I'm not gonna, assume who said what in the back. But it makes you think, like, he can't do it. Like, he just can't bring himself to say, all right, and then you're gonna win. Like, at the, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and then in the end, you're gonna win.
Right. Yeah, it's just too, like, it's I really don't want to, like, I don't want to not like AEW. I want to like AEW, but there's just certain things that they do, man, where it's just like, what are you guys doing? And that the whole CM Punk thing is I'm like sour on it now. Like, I was excited for him to come back, and now I'm just like, what is he doing?
Well, because I think what it is, and we like, for folks that, like, thank you for all the new listeners. Like, you're coming in on a discussion that we've had for 6 months now, which is fine. Like, that's what the show's for. Because you hear such, like, anything, any storyline, any match in a WWE show is so highly scrutinized.
Mm-hmm.
Every decision, everything, right? So then you come to the AEW show, and you're hard pressed. Like I like to go on my Twitter and go down the feed, and you're hard pressed to find anybody say anything, like any word of anything being off kilter on the AEW show. And it's just like, wait, so you thought that show was an A, like every show? Oh, it was an A+. Really? Like, so you said all you had to say about Raw and SmackDown, and you saw nothing wrong with that show. So that's why you have that. That's why you feel that way.
Looking at you, Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
and Pro Wrestling
it's
Illustrated.
5 stars, like, especially if it has 2 Japanese names in it, it's getting 5 stars.
Right. Or the Young Bucks.
Gee, don't even get me started on the Young Bucks. But yeah, yeah, I'll be good. So
there was some good on AEW tonight. Don't want to bury the whole show. You have something written down, and then I was going to bring up just the fact that Brody King finally arrived on AEW, and it kind of ties into what you were going to talk about.
Yeah, so 2 of my favorite people and, like, 2 of my favorite performers in AEW, Malachi Black and Penta Zero M. Let's do it. Like, I can't wait for this. So these are 2 of my favorite overall wrestlers. I'm going to actually get to see Penta on Sunday.
Nice.
With my figure. I got my figure ready. But anywho, they threw some kicks at each other, like, so I was just like, oh, okay, now we're talking. Like, that got me to pop in tonight's Dynamite. Let's do it.
Yep,
let's do it.
Some good stuff. And that's it really for our weekly the weekly shows. Time to get into some news here. Right. We talked about the Impact pay-per-view being decent. You ready for this, DJ?
Yeah.
We don't want to talk bad about AEW, but sometimes they make it so easy. They're dropping a rap album. I think it was Phil who tweeted it's going to be track 1, Max Caster, track 2, Max Caster, track 3, Max Caster. Like, I don't know the reasoning behind this. I don't know the thought process behind this. Maybe it has something to do with I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but like I said, it's just sometimes they make it too easy. Nick Aldis did re-sign with NWA.
All right.
Which kind of I don't want to say an alarming move, but kind of just like a surprise.
Well, I do think like this whole, because I think in a little while here, like maybe a year, maybe two, like this Forbidden Door thing, I think it's going to have some legs, and I think we're going to have something like we had back in the 60s, 70s with the when you had all these wrestling companies and they would interchange wrestlers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're starting to get back to that. Like, and I think this is I'm not with man, what's that guy, my guy with the tennis racket,
Jim Cornette.
Okay, I don't, of course, like agree with everything Jim Cornette says, but one thing I do,
good takes though,
sometimes. Right? But you need kayfabe. You have to have, like, for wrestling to be entertaining, you must have kayfabe. You must. Okay, this would be great for all of wrestling. You can have a nice reset here. Like, still keep up the fight with, like, oh, we don't like this company and that company, and I had a bad time over there, and I'll keep all of that. And then in the background, hey, how about we can freshen up all of our shows by rotating. We can rotate wrestlers around. They can run programs for a few months and then rotate it again. Like, you can, and everybody would be happy. Everybody would have TV time. Everybody would be able to hold a belt every now and then. So this is a great, like, I mean, it could happen right now. Like, I think people, like, especially with Vince, basically, like, it sounds like he's starting to open his mind a little bit. Like, he's starting to see, okay, it works and it's making money. Oh, let's try it. Yep. So I mean, imagine, like, Vince is like, I can sell Moose t-shirts for a few months and action figures. So I think, wait, Darby Allin, I could have Darby Allin for a few months, so yeah. So I think that's where, if we can do that, going back to Nick Aldis signing with NWA, it's like, what, like, okay, he's like, this is just basically where I'll get my check from and hold this, like, he still got that belt, right? So, hey, so it wasn't so right now, hearing about that wasn't that big of a surprise for me.
Yeah. Speaking of signings, there is a couple from AEW where Wardlow wants to stay with AEW for life, but then Marco Stunt is likely to not be re-signed by AEW, and Tony made that public, and there was no outrage at all. They're all like, nah, he's not good enough. Yeah, he's not good enough. So that's sort of I mean, it's, we don't need to get into it anyway.
I'm about to say that it's frustrating. Like,
it is
the
double standard,
the hypocrisy.
Yep.
Is, like, that's all we're saying. Like, again, we do not hate this show. It is the hypocrisy that what is kind of frustrating.
Yeah. And speaking of, Pro Wrestling Illustrated had their list of winners for the PWI Awards.
Yeah.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 categories. One of them is a WWE guy. One of them is an independent star because it's Indie Star of the Year. And the rest is AEW guys. Comeback of the Year, CM Punk. I guess you kind of have to give that to him. That's okay. Most popular wrestler of the year. I would say they say CM Punk. Maybe, I don't know. Roman is pretty over at the moment.
I'm going to disagree with that, because it's like, okay, he had the one show that he came back on, right? So you gave him comeback wrestler of the year. After that, look at the ratings.
Yeah, that's true. And so we don't have to dive into every single one of these, but just like, otherwise this will be a 2-hour just wrestling segment.
Right. Well, I'm going to put that on the Patreon where we go over this.
Match of the year is Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa.
Okay.
Most hated wrestler of the year, MJF. I'll agree with that. Rookie of the year, Jade Cargill. Not a terrible choice, but most improved wrestler, Britt Baker.
Okay.
I would have given that to Liv Morgan personally.
Maybe a little late.
Yeah, that's true. Indie Star of the Year, Nick Gage. I would agree with that. Woman of the Year, Britt Baker. That's hard to contend with.
I'm gonna say that should have been Bianca.
I was gonna say Bianca. Group of the Year, Inner Circle. The One or the Bloodline, whatever you want to call them.
Over the blood. Yeah, you're tripping.
Tag Team of the Year, Young Bucks. RK Bro.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, keep going.
Rivalry of the Year, Jericho and MJF. Again, I don't think that's
what. So the guys that did a musical number, that was the rivalry of the year.
That wasn't even this year, was it? I think that was last year.
Okay.
Anyway, most inspirational wrestler of the year was Edge. That was the one WWE. And then wrestler of the year, Kenny Omega. And I don't agree with that either. Wrestler of the year should have been Roman, I think. But
they don't want to be. Yeah. So it's just like. So again, it's like it's like I will admit that I feel bad for Roman. Like I feel bad. Like,
but
I feel
like
he's.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh, just that like I think he's kind of a victim of his own success. So he's successful in the big corporate company.
Yeah.
So now the wrestling, the wrestling person that really knows what's going on, you're not supposed to be a fan of him because he's too popular.
Right. Like I just think of how quick we went through that, not even like thinking really, and how many alternates we came up with that could have or should have won over these guys where they were just like AEW. Oh, let's give WWE this one.
Most popular wrestler. Okay, so you mean to tell me if I walked up to random Joe, hey, do you know anything about wrestling? Yeah, I know a little bit something. All right. Do you know who CM Punk is?
Yeah, they might know.
And then do you know who Roman Reigns is?
Yes, everybody knows who Roman Reigns is. I think that's my point.
That's my point.
Good call there. But
that's what most popular wrestler is supposed to mean.
Right. Just running through the rest of the news. We talked about Sasha being hurt last week, and we thought she was all right after some tweets, and turns out she is not. She's gonna be out 6 to 8 weeks.
It looked pretty bad on that video. It looked pretty bad.
MLW is trying to sue WWE. Good luck.
I'm about to say now, do you know any detail on it? Like I was kind of lost on the details on this.
It's a little bit messy right now.
Okay.
But it looks like I'm trying to pull I'm gonna pull up the article
some
here.
kind of antitrust and
they filed an antitrust lawsuit claiming I just had it and I went away from it. Shit. Claiming that WWE has interfered in their business dealings and has had a hand in squashing relationships and deals that would have helped MLW expand and grow in significant ways. That's just kind of the quick thing of it. The Cliff Notes version. But WWE basically said we're gonna fight this, and there's no way they're gonna beat us with this. And I said this to a few people last night when the story broke that WWE Vince himself probably doesn't even know what MLW is. And I know Bruce Pritchard worked for MLW for a minute,
right?
But he probably does not even know who MLW is.
Right.
Speaking of Bruce Pritchard, he apparently is now the one in charge of NXT. So maybe they will get better a little bit later on. I don't know.
We're going with this story though. It's like, wait, so hey wrestler, would you like to wrestle at MLW or would you like to come over to WWE?
Right.
Like come on, man. Yeah, that's basically what this sounds like to me. But like I'll reserve all my judgment for detail, but that's what it sounds like from the outside.
Yep, I agree. Peacemaker debuts on HBO Max this week, and then the Jericho Cruise is postponed until next year. Kind of saw that coming with everything going on. I'm
actually surprised he didn't just
that's true. Knowing him, I'm surprised he wasn't just like, fuck this.
He probably doesn't even think he's probably one of those people that doesn't even think it's a real virus. But I'm surprised. This shocked me.
And then last but not least, this is some good news here.
Yes.
Corey Graves is cleared to wrestle.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's big news. I never really watched Corey Graves in NXT. I think like when he retired or was contemplating retiring or whatever. I was just getting into NXT. So, but I've seen some videos and stuff like that, and it's been all good.
Right.
I'm gonna definitely miss him. I think a lot of people have said this. They're gonna miss him on the commentary table
he's
because he
so
is
good. He's
so good. But maybe that's a opportunity from McAfee to step up. Although McAfee's kind of busy now with his podcast and stuff, but who knows? But that is in the ring for this week. DJ, got anything else before we take a quick break?
Nah, I'm ready for a break.
All right, we are going to take a quick 30-second break, pay some bills, and we will be back in just a few with Walk That Toy Aisle. I'm going to actually go pee real quick.
Okay.
All right. All right. You good?
Yep.
All right. Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by, I'm so excited for this, our brand new sponsor announced earlier this week, Wrestling Collector Shop. You guys can head over to wrestlingcollectorshop.com and buy a bunch of stuff. They're like my new go-to for elites, not just because they sponsor us. I was buying stuff from them before they decided to sponsor us, and I said, you know what? I spent a lot of money on this website. I like the way they do things. Let's see if we can work something out here. So I shot them an email, and they got right back to me. You can now use the code RUN10 for 10% off over at wrestlingcollectorshop.com for 10% off any order. Or if you spend $100, use the code RUN100 and get a free elite over at wrestlingcollectorshop.com. Not to mention that they also have a rewards program, which is amazing. So you get like 25 points a day just for going to their website. If you log in, you get like 250 points or something like that. If you follow them on Instagram, like maybe not 250, that might be high, maybe 25. I forget what the number is, but you go check it out. Wrestlingcollectorshop.com. And from their email. So the reason I started using them is I was hearing that their prices are spectacular. Yep. And that they are getting stuff faster or as fast as those other guys.
They do.
So yes, that is you will hear all about that in weekly purchases. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach out to them every week. They're going to give us some news to share about their inventory, what's been popping and what's, all the good stuff. So right now their current inventory of Ultimate Canes is all the corrected elbows. However, you're going to want to jump on those quick because they are almost all sold out. Wow. And then Elite 92 should be in soon. Fiend and Charlotte have the lowest remaining inventory and are expected to sell out soon. So you're going to want to jump on those very, very quickly if you've been thinking about it. And then one thing I discovered on their website, they now have WWE Topps wrestling cards. Autographed cards you can get on their site. They also have action figure accessories And then they have the collector's vault, which is a bunch of loose figures from past lines that you can grab up there as well. So definitely take some time, head over to wrestlingcollectorshop.com, spend some time over there, put an order together. And again, use that code RUN10 for 10% off, or you can get a free elite if you spend over $100 by using the code RUN100.
Man, so you can get a series. Like, so if you bought a series, then bam, you get a free elite just like that.
It's a random free elite. You don't get to pick it, unfortunately, but I mean, obviously, because then everybody would be right. It's a free elite because then everybody would be picking the hottest stuff. So
right,
it definitely makes sense. But we saw some new releases this week of some AEW figures. We'll start with the one that was dropped today, the Darby Allin coffin exclusive. This is a ringside exclusive. DJ, you're a Darby Allin guy. What did you think of this reveal?
I think it looks pretty dope. I like the paint job on Darby there. That price tag is what I was
$50. Yeah, it's $50 right now.
Like maybe
wait for the price drop. I like the paint job on the skateboard. I like his face paint.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm not an AEW collector. One thing I noticed in the comments and stuff is, besides the price that people were complaining about, that you can't. This is like the little bit of bubbly set where you can't display like the box with the figure in it. Yeah, you can't display him like without opening it. So some people were not too crazy about that. This is a pass for me. How about you?
On the say maybe like one of those Black Friday deals or something like that. I think I'll get them, but no FOMO though. I don't have the FOMO for this.
All right, fair enough. We also saw some pictures of the. I love the AEW Blood and Guts line that they are AEW and Jazzwares is doing with ringside. And even though the match was terrible, the Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega exploding barbed wire death match 2-pack, this is like the only line of AEW figures that I get a little itchy for, because I just think they do a great job. It's so cool that like it's a whole line of bloody figures.
Right.
And this comes with 17 pieces. So obviously a couple chairs, the belt with blood on it. Actually, I'm noticing, barbed wire, different hands, all kinds of stuff in here. This is, barbed wire chair, barbed wire bat. What else we got? Barbed wire table, 2 barbed wire tables. No sparklers though for the end of the match.
Man.
I
really wanted that.
That would have been funny if they just threw that in there as like just a joke or whatever,
Yeah.
But
or even those like supermarket, like the ones that you pull the string and like it pops and like confetti comes out, like even one of those.
And then we did see some pictures late last week of AEW Unrivaled 8. We get Chris Statlander, which I think looks great. That looks like that is a great looking figure. It looks just like her. Toyetic, it's bright, all that stuff. And then we got Trent. I mean, he just shaved his head, so or cut his hair. So this is already outdated. He's not a guy I would ever like buy his figure for, but hey, if you're a Trenty Locks fan,
if you're trying to get all of the best friends.
Right. Yep. Chuck Taylor also in the line here. I got really nothing to say about the Chuck Taylor figure.
He's got a cool name.
Yeah, he does. He does. Another Orange Cassidy figure.
This one's got all the elbow pads though. Like, yes. Because the first one did not.
Is this a third or his second?
I want to say second. Because I have the first one.
Okay.
And then this one looks more like he's about to wrestle. Like, so he's got the elbow pad that after he takes off his jacket and all that. So I want to say this is the second figure.
Okay. I legitimately could not remember. And he's got his best friend shirt. So it's like a best friends theme of this box.
Yeah.
Then you get Painmaker Jericho, very cool looking figure. It's kind of cool that this is like a New Japan attire that he wore, and then they're doing it in an AEW figure line.
Right.
So that's very, very cool. Still a pass for me. Don't need it.
Yeah.
And then we got John Moxley again, and nothing really to say about that figure either. And then the chase is one of 3,000 Chris Jericho with Floyd the Bat. It's basically like a dumbed down version of his Painmaker getup, like no makeup, no hat, but it's the jacket, the bandana, and the bat. So, yeah,
I think I'm gonna do the Chris Statlander.
Yeah. And then there is one more, one of 5,000 John Moxley, another chase where he's in like short, like biker shorts.
Okay.
Chris Statlander is tempting for me because she's wrestled around here. She wrestled for Blitzkrieg a bunch of times.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
So John James is actually starting a collection of the AEW figures of guys who have wrestled for Blitzkrieg.
Okay.
So like I think that's a cool thing. Like this line, he'd have to get Chris Statlander, Orange Cassidy, MJF is in that line. I'm trying to think of who else. John Silver. So there is like a significant amount of guys in the line that have wrestled for them. I think it's a cool idea. It's not for me. I love that John's doing that. But the Chris Statlander is tempting because she's like a one-off. Probably, I don't know what they're going to do with her, so you might not get another figure of her for a long time. We'll see. I'm still like on that, like, don't start another collection. trying to stay to my rules here with my New Year's resolutions for figure collecting.
Okay. Well, I try to, like, she is like, I like I like the way she wrestles.
Yeah,
and
she's
I
good.
like the character even. And then I think it looks like a damn good looking figure.
It really is a good looking figure.
So, so it does fit for what I collect, because I have a whole women's shelf. So.
Yep. We got news from Cello. We told you was coming. They keep putting pictures up of the bone crushing wrestlers, and the Atom Bomb man just looks so good. Blue Meanie looks good too. And so there was some complaints about the crotch pieces and the legs. And they fixed them. So they're going to be more like, I guess, Series 1 legs, where they have like a little bit of bend in them. So I guess the BCA enthusiasts back there were kind of complaining a little bit about some of the like minor details, but it's like these figures, you've been waiting 20 years for more of these figures, and now they're coming out, or 25 years or whatever. Now they're coming out and you're nitpicking. Get out of here. They're doing a Gail Kim retro figure, which it looks like her WWE attire. Not super excited about that. But we are getting a British Bulldog that they're going to do, Davey Boy Smith. They put 3 pictures up on Cella did on their Instagram. They're going to do a fan voting for what attire you want them to wear. There's long pants with like the gold fringe, and it comes with it comes with a cape. And then there is Heart Foundation, where he's wearing the trunks and the vest. And then there is what was it called? It was like the Alliance with him and Lex Luger, Allied Forces or something like that.
Yeah.
So if I had to vote for one, I think I would vote Heart Foundation. But at the same time, the Heart Foundation one is like, well, they're not going to really be able to make anybody else from the Heart Foundation. So this might be like a one and only. And then the Allied Forces, or whatever you want to call it, like that actually fits in with the Hasbro era.
Exactly.
And then the gold fringe is like, it's almost like his WCW run. I don't remember when he wore gold in WWE, but I'm excited for this. I love the British Bulldog. He was one of my favorites when I was growing up. So
all right.
I've said it before, where like I want to get guys or attires that weren't part of the Hasbro line, and this first one is a little bit too close to the Hasbro, where like the Heart Foundation and the Allied Forces one isn't anywhere near it. Like we probably should have gotten an Allied Forces or Allied Powers. I can't remember exactly what their team name was, like him and Lex Luger, but
then
We should have gotten
him and Sting for a little while until
That's right.
until Shockmaster
Yeah.
went through the wall and landed on his head.
That's right. Ringside, just going back to them real quick. They've got the new waves of Masters of the Universe WWE figures up. It's like Bret Hart, Andre the Giant, Stone Cold Steve Austin, China. I think I said Andre the Giant. Sergeant Slaughter, Junkyard Dog, Rey Mysterio. Those are up. They're expensive, but you really can't find. They're not really showing up at Walmart. So
$30.
Yeah, Entertainment Earth was the only other place I believe to get those because they haven't been showing up at Walmart. So Andre the Giant intrigues me. If I ever see it at Walmart, I'll probably grab it, and maybe the Hitman, but we'll see. Legends 13, that's the Bob Orton, Jake the Snake, Triple H, and I forget who the fourth is. Hurricane Helms. Those are actually showing up in Targets. That's WWE Legends Wave. You can get those. You can order those on WrestlingCollectorShop.com. They're going to cost you a little bit more because they got to go hunt for them or get them too. They got to get them a different way. So it's obviously going to cost a little bit more, but they're there if you want to pre-order them. Sting has a micro brawler up on shop.aew.com or prowrestlingtees.com. DJ, I know you copped that.
Yeah, I've already ordered.
I actually ordered it while we were recording. I just ordered one a little while ago. And DJ, if I get the chase, you can have it.
Nice. I'll trade.
I will send it to you. Exactly. I will trade because the green and black one I feel like is way cooler. But if I was a Sting fan, I would want that one. So I get it, man. I will, if I get that green and black, I will trade you or send it to you or whatever. We'll work something out. So
you could like if you got a keen eye, you can see the green and black right behind me.
Yeah, I have the green and black elite.
Yeah, the green and black elite, I should say. Like he's back there.
Yeah.
Sorry. He'll have a brawler, right? Hopefully we can get a brawler right next to him.
I'm wondering if Ric Flair is in this month's Pro Wrestling Crate.
That's right.
He's like on the postcard. I'm wondering if he's getting a brawler, although it takes a little time for these brawlers to like get developed. So we'll see. If it is a Ric Flair brawler out there, I'm gonna have to figure something out to get one. But that's it for wrestling figure news. We've got NECA, 2-pack cartoon villains coming again. For Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's Anthrax and Scumbag. I don't remember them, but as we watch these on the rerun on our Patreon, maybe it'll click and I'll remember them. That's happened a couple times already. If you've listened to the episodes or the episode, because there's only one out right now, another one coming soon. And speaking of NECA Ninja Turtles, Walmart, of course, cancels people's pre-orders for Casey and April in their farm clothes from the movie line. So that sucks. DJ, this is something I saw that I thought was going to interest you. I believe one of like our Q&A episodes, you mentioned a line of Cops figures.
Yes.
Well, you're getting your wish, man. Fresh Monkey Fiction is bringing back Cops and Crooks for a new line of Cops and Crooks minifigs available exclusively with Big Bad Toy Store. So I know you're going to be jumping on these. Let's see.
I love that show.
Dude, when you said Cops like a long time ago when we talked about it, I could not remember like the actual show. So I was just kind of like, oh yeah, like I remember it kind of, and then I see these guys and I'm like, oh yeah, I had a bunch of these when I was a kid. I think anyway. Because now that I'm like looking at the box and stuff,
they had vehicles, they had, it was I thought it was just like they had some very imaginative characters, and I like like they really got my imagination going, BP Vest, like the guy was made, he was a half cyborg because he got shot up. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. These are actually not that expensive. $30 for the color version. There's there's 3 different versions. Obviously in color, and then there's like pink, which look like the old school Muscle Men.
Right.
And then there is a green version. I'm not sure what the deal with the green version is. they're $24.99 for green, $24.99 for pink, and then $29.99 for the full color. So up at Big Bad Toy Store, and they don't charge you until your item ships.
And I like the packaging too.
Yeah, packaging is what made me be like, oh yeah, I did have some of those. It looks like the old school stuff.
Yes.
I'm such a sucker for old school packaging.
What they're going for. That's
yep.
what they're going for.
And then Toy Fair, unfortunately, was canceled. Hopefully there'll be some virtual stuff. I'm sure there will be some announcements and stuff like that. But stuff is starting to get canceled. That is terribly, terribly sad. And then DJ, there's PSVR 2 on our list here. Is that something you put on? I meant to ask you this before we started recording, so we'll just talk about it. We didn't talk about that last week, though, right?
No, but they talked about it. That's when they revealed it last week. And yeah, this is happening, folks. It's one cord for your it is for the PS5, by the way. One cord, eye tracking, and in 4K.
Wow.
You will be put all the way into the video game world.
Wow.
I don't know if you've tried PSVR before.
I haven't done the PlayStation one. I've done. My buddy's a bachelor. He's like the same age as me.
Okay.
He's a bachelor, lives by himself, and he's got like arcade in his basement. He's got a huge VR setup in his room or in his living room, and it's not Oculus though. It is. It works. He has a computer hooked up to his TV essentially, and it's through that. And I've done that, but I've never done Oculus. I've never done the PSVR or anything like that. So,
yeah, PSVR. Like I had a buddy come over and hook it up to my PlayStation, and he had me do Batman. And you put on they have you put on the because it's from Batman's point of view. You're playing the game, so. You put the cowl on and you have like all the information going through the lens. You walk into the Batcave, which is, carved on the side of a cliff. So I almost had a heart attack, like walking out. And then, cause all your senses you're all the way in it. Right. So your brain is saying, hey, you're on the edge of a cliff right now. So your body will react because because your brain, that's what all your brain sees and hears.
There's a lot of videos on Instagram right now or TikTok or wherever of people like destroying their walls because of VR, because of they didn't have like their boundaries set up or so. I was talking to one of my friends who got it for his kid. He got the Oculus thing for his kids.
Right.
He's saying, yeah, you got to set up boundaries so that you don't walk. Like it lets you know if you go too far or whatever.
Exactly.
And there's all these videos of people like crashing into their walls and stuff like that. It's pretty hysterical. So,
or watching people, like I love to watch the people like they're trying to walk, like there's a Oculus game where you have to walk out and grab this cake on but it's off the side of a building on a plank. Oh, man. Right? And then people will put they'll push the person and then you just see the person start screaming as they
That's so dirty. Yeah. But I love it.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, that's it for toy news for this week. I've got a few weekly purchases. You got anything, DJ? I'll let you go first.
I think good old stuff has been. I got stuff caught up in the mail.
Yeah.
So I think next week I will have some stuff, but it's saying, oh, it's shipped, or it's like about, especially like one of the things I got is from Pro Wrestling Tees. So so let's see if it'll make it for the show next week.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I got a package coming from Forbidden Figurines, the people that make those belts, wicked good belts. They've actually, this is kind of some news for just almost fell out of my chair. Some news for the toy world. They are putting an end to their Elite subscription service. They just got too far behind on orders and stuff like that. So it wasn't a way to keep business going. So they're changing their whole business model. So more information on that to come. I think it's going to be like they're going to make a inventory of stuff. Like they're going to make stuff and then say, hey, there's 50 of these belts available on the website. Go buy them now. So it's kind of a bummer that the subscription service thing ends, but I have a package from them as part of my subscription service that has been in limbo since they shipped last Tuesday, the 4th, and it went from Lawrence, Massachusetts to Brooklyn, New York. Oh, I'm sorry. It went to Brooklyn, New York, to Lawrence, Massachusetts, to back to Brooklyn, New York, to Washington, D.C., to Parkville, Maryland, to Linthicum Heights, Maryland, and now to Springfield, Mass. I'm in Connecticut. Like, it's been all over the place. Like on my shop app, like the tracking, like the picture of the tracking is like turning into just a giant oval. So I should have it
going around you.
Yeah, it's going around me. Exactly. I should have it. It's in Springfield, Mass. It's like one of the big hubs around here. So I should have it like tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, it's just been one of those. There's a couple other packages that are like that too, where I'm just like, all right, this is supposed to be here 4 days ago. And one of them was my, I got so from Wrestling Collector Shop, before we even had the deal, I went, so one of the beautiful things about Wrestling Collector Shop is that they have loose figures, obviously for a discounted price. And I heard the Major Brothers talking about this WrestleMania Shawn Michaels figure from the latest line. And they're like, it's his last match. And, you know, you're kind of like, no, bald Shawn Michaels is the last match. But this is his match against The Undertaker. And I was like, you know what? It's Shawn Michaels. I should get it. So I used some rewards points, so it cost me almost nothing to get it loose, and I don't care that it's loose. It actually is a really good looking figure. That's the WrestleMania, this year's WrestleMania Elite. I'm sure they'll be all over the stores. I also, as I showed off earlier in the show, I got Elite 91. This is not the giveaway one. This is the one I personally bought. The giveaway one is downstairs in my kitchen at the moment, but this is another one. I was like looking at my collection, and I'm like, obviously, I don't like Terry Bollea, but I love Hulk Hogan. And I wasn't gonna buy this figure because I'm like, I didn't really watch then and stuff like that. And then I remembered, oh no, I did. I went to SummerSlam 2006, which is like, this is like 2005 version of Hulk Hogan. But in 2006, he wrestled Randy Orton in like the same gear. So I was like, all right, I'm going to grab this because it's essentially the same Hogan, with the Hollywood Hogan with the red and yellow, with the two boas and the sunglasses and the giant knee brace and stuff. So I gave in and bought that. And then I won a raffle. I don't normally do raffles on Facebook. And a friend of the show, Dougie Nunya, he's in the Fig Cave. He's got his own group called Toys for Life, T4L. And he was doing one randomly, and it was you could win a Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Edition. Did I talk about this last week? Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Edition, Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition,
I don't think so.
Or Jericho Amazon exclusive and the AEW belt pack. So I did it. I was like, all right, it was $10. I was like, all right, I'll put $10 in, whatever. There's only 10 people doing it. So the first one was you got to choose what you wanted. First one, my number popped up. I chose Sergeant Slaughter. So I got that. I was like, all right, cool. I got one signed. Maybe I can sell this one and get the chase or whatever. And then he's like, I'm going to do another raffle for the other stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll do it again, whatever, $10. So for $20, I won again. I would change my number and I won again. Wow. So I won Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate for $20. I won the Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Edition. I won the Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition. I won the AEW belt pack, which all this stuff came in the mail this week, and in one package, and the Chris Jericho AEW Amazon exclusive, where he comes with like his pink jacket, white jacket, the sunglasses, the bandana, the microphone, and he's got screaming face. So
if your wife wasn't in Florida, it would be like that video going around with that guy.
Yeah, it's a good thing she's in Florida.
They gave it to me. So you're not going to tell me how much this is.
Yeah,
They gave it to me. I love that video.
It's a good thing she's in Florida right now. Because I got one other big package, and it was my Super 7 Ultimate Edition Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Wave 4, which comes with Donatello, Casey Jones, Muckman and Eyeball Joe, or Joe Eyeball, and Mondo Gecko. So I got the last one where I ordered the whole set.
Super 7.
So I'm done with those for now because the price went up after I ordered these, and I'm not done with the line. I'm just done with ordering the whole set over and over again. So
yeah, I think you gotta ease up on that. As your friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say maybe you need to ease up on that.
I told you I'm downsizing the turtle collection, man. It's just a cartoon.
Especially Super 7. Jeez.
I know. It's just the cartoons and the Super 7s. That's it now. So getting rid of the games and the movies slowly. I think all the movie ones are actually gone. Trying to look. I have a tote over in my office with the ones I still have. So still got something for sale if you're interested. Hit me up. But that's it for my weekly purchases. And that's it for Walk That Toy Aisle. Let's do some Falls Count Anywhere. Falls Count Anywhere is the part of the show where we talk about whatever we want: football, pro sports, video games. We give our top fives. We do this or that sometimes. We talk about all kinds of stuff, pop culture. And it's all brought to you by Homage. You can go over to runinpod.com, click on deals, and then click on our Homage link. And then while you're not only do that, but then when you're over on Homage, buy some stuff and use the code RUNIN15. Save yourself 15%. They have dropped a ton of new shit this week. NBA hoodies. Neither team that we like, though. It's for whatever reason, no Celtics, no Lakers hoodies.
Right.
They did drop some new WWE shirts in time for the Royal Rumble. They dropped a Three Faces of Foley, Mick Foley shirt for the Royal Rumble. It's yellow. It's pretty cool, actually. It's got Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack on it. But they have a Bushwhacker Luke shirt who it just says "Keep Marching." That's commemorating his shortest time ever in the Royal Rumble. And then they have a Mr. McMahon 1999 Royal Rumble winner t-shirt. Which you don't see Mr. McMahon t-shirts too often. So
no, you do not.
I would highly suggest grabbing that. And then they dropped a whole line of NFL stuff. I grabbed a New England Patriots throwback hoodie. They've got t-shirts, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. And it's all like super vintage looking. Even like the Raiders looks old.
Right.
The Buccaneers, they use the old logo. The Patriots, they use the old logo. They did not use the old logo for the Washington football team. They use the old logo for the Colts. I'm just kind of scrolling through here real quick. So some cool stuff on there. Tons of brand new stuff on there over at Homage. And again, to help us out, head over to runinpod.com, click on deals, and then click on Homage. Use the link there, and then use the code RUNIN15, and you get 15% off. This week we got a few things to talk about here in Falls Count Anywhere. We did see pics of the Riddler for the Riddler. Did we see? There was somebody else I think we saw pics of that I cannot remember from the Batman.
Penguin?
Yes, it was Penguin. Thank you. And I believe those were from the Batman, right? It wasn't from. I totally lost my my notes here. I meant to write it all down.
Yeah, the Batman movie. Let's see. I was just looking at it.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through now. I'm only seeing pictures of Batman though.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there it is. There.
Yeah.
There's Riddler.
Nerdist has it, and
I love Nerdist.
Yeah, Penguin. He's got I like this picture of him. He's kind of sitting, looking fly in this leather seat. Yeah.
Yep. Everything I'm seeing from this movie looks good.
I think just like when I think we started the pod when they said who's going to play Batman, and people as usual shat on the man before he even saw anything. You just saw his name.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, we got to do this with every actor that gets named to play Batman. I mean, now all of a sudden everybody's a Michael Keaton fan. Like I remember everybody going, no, I don't. He's a comedy actor. I don't want him playing Batman. And then one of the best Batman movies there is.
I wasn't a huge fan of when it was announced. I wasn't like thrilled with the fact that who the hell played Dark Knight Batman? Why can't I think of his name? He talks like this.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. I wasn't crazy about Christian Bale being Batman, but I loved the Dark Knight series.
Oh, I saw American Psycho, and I knew he was going to be just fine.
All right. I forgot he was in American Psycho. Actually.
Yeah, he was the killer in American Psycho, and I saw because that character. For those who've seen it, and I won't give too much away for those who haven't, but he's, there's two. The guy's got two personalities, of course. Mm-hmm. So you need that to play Batman. Like that's pretty much the only thing you need to play Batman. You don't have to have the gravelly voice. I think people just kind of throw that in.
Yep.
I kind of like the Ben Affleck thing where they just had like the voice changer on him.
Yep.
I was like, that's actually that's better than doing the gravelly.
We also saw today it's going to be rated PG-13 and not R, the Batman.
Just like I said in the chat, and I'll say it here on our show. Nowadays, PG-13 is basically everything but nudity and no nudity and no R word. I mean, sorry, no F word.
Yeah,
everything else is in with PG-13 is in bounds now.
Right.
so PG-13 is very different than it was when we were kids.
Yeah, and I don't need a superhero movie to be like rated R. I don't think any of the Marvel movies are rated R.
Needs to be rated R.
Yeah, that's true.
Deadpool and Wolverine are the only. They need to be rated R. That's their characters.
Yep.
Other than that, PG-13. As long as I get to see like somebody get, somebody that he's questioning, like somebody that Batman is questioning, get the shit beat out of him. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
I'm gonna try to see this. I think like when it drops.
Yeah. I might go that Thursday night, like that Thursday midnight showing.
Yeah, you're a big Batman guy.
Yes.
I was big into Batman for a long time, and then I just I'm not like over it. I still love Batman, but I don't, the whole DC thing, I'm not like, I don't know. I'm all Marvel now, baby. I'm all Marvel.
Well, I mean, let's look at the last few movies here, though. Okay, so have you seen Eternals?
I have. I looked down and saw that you watched it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I got the email today, like that it's new on Disney Plus or whatever.
Right.
I have not watched it yet.
What about Shang-Chi?
I have not watched that yet either.
Okay, so all you saw was Spider-Man, basically. So
yes.
All right. So and then you saw like what's that the movie with Peacemaker?
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, so Suicide Squad.
I did not see that actually.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Oh, I'm slacking.
Okay, and then there's this movie here. And then the last Aquaman and the last Shazam. So I would say, so my challenge here, like, I love both things. Like, so I'm not, I just challenge people that say, oh, I'm all in on one side, right? I say, right.
Like wrestling.
Yeah. So I'm like, so hold on. I'm like, so after the Avengers, right? So the Avengers, like, basically that's like they ended that story. And then so everything from there, and then given what DC has done in the last couple of movies, and then going forward, because don't forget Black Adam,
right?
You're gonna have second part of Aquaman, which Aquaman was a decent movie.
It was, and
yep.
Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, and then another Shazam. So, and then they're gonna keep going with and Flashpoint. So now after like Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, like that group they put them to the side. Now we're going more cosmic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what people have to say now after that.
Fair
they didn't
point.
like Eternals. Like people did not like Eternals. Like I'm like you. I'm going to watch it on Disney Plus. So I'm going to reserve my judgment, but I'm just saying the people at large, they're not liking the cosmic thing. Like, Shang-Chi, like what I don't hear people, turning cartwheels over. I thought it was a decent movie. but I don't see people turning cartwheels over it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of hype with it. Like people aren't like, oh my God, you have to watch this. It's more like, hey, did you watch that? And people are like, yeah, and it was good. Like that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
I think I started it and then I just never.
I saw it in the movie theater.
I was gonna say I don't even think I got that far in it. I'm gonna have to. I keep saying I want to watch it. I do want to watch it.
So I just
same thing with Eternals.
So I just feel like it might have been a bit of a stretch. And see, me as a comic book reader, like, so I know all the cosmic stuff and Marvel or on the Marvel side, you know, I can see what's going to happen and I like it. Like, cause I've read this stuff and I like to see what's happening.
Yeah.
But I don't know how these people are going to react to it because cause you might not have Morton Downey Jr.
Right.
You know, I don't know if they're going to bring him back to life or not. And, you know, so you're not going to have that to save you. You know, you're not going to have, you know, like I remember somebody saying, well, he thought that the Captain America trilogy was better than the Dark Knight trilogy. And I said, that's not fair because Captain America had basically another Avengers movie in 2 of the movies. So that I'm going to disagree with you. Batman carried a trilogy by himself that was selling out theaters, that was breaking records before the Avengers came along. Like, Captain America was having a whole team of people come into his movie, including like, you know, and having all these intros of like Black Panther and everything. So Captain didn't do that by him. Like, only the first movie was the only one he was really by himself. So
you bring up very valid points. You got me thinking. You got me thinking a little bit.
Don't throw off like, you know, Snyder didn't get to. I really feel like if Snyder got to do, like, if he got to finish that movie, we wouldn't be so sour on DC.
All right.
And so I'm like, hold on now. I'm like, not
pump
so
the
fast,
brake.
my
Pump
friends.
the brake.
Like as Lee Corso was, not so fast, my friends. Like I want to see, because I think this Batman movie, I went like just the couple of pictures of Black Adam look dope. This next part of Aquaman is going to be like, you know, so hold on. Like I think I think they've learned, okay, we can't be, you know, we gotta you know, spice it up. Like, you know, it's got to be a little bit funny. Like, everything can't be so grim, and then that's what people want.
Yep. Shazam was really good, actually.
Yes.
Speaking of funny, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed the Wonder Woman's, but
84 I didn't like that much.
Oh, that's right. Actually, I forgot about 84.
Yeah,
I was just talking about 84 with my kid the other day too. That
right. But I like the first one. The first one was dope.
Yeah. All right. Let's move along here. We got Fortnite is getting Paramount. So which means they're going to get the Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles are going to be in Fortnite. Well, could be in Fortnite, I should say. Which is kind of crazy. I mean, Fortnite is just all over the place. It's crazy.
It's because it's like, I'm sorry. It's just, you know, God bless you if you love this game and you play it. And I'm not gonna, you know, yuck your yum. I would just say it's not my cup of tea. Hey, you know, if you can get a skin on there and make some change from people using the skin, I say go for it. Like, if they want to, you know, Fortnite, if you want to make a skin of us, like, give us a call. Like, we'll work something out. Like, you know, but it's just not. I won't be playing it though.
Yeah, no, my kid already. I mentioned to my kid, and he's like, "Oh, can I get them when they come out?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever."
Sure.
But
maybe if they got, I'll tell you what. Like, if you guys got Battle of the Planet skins, I'll play. How about that?
All right. We also talked about doing this went out on our Instagram. Sal Russo, friend of the show. He needs to sign up for the Patreon. I'm gonna call him out because he told me he was gonna and he hasn't yet.
Oh man.
Anyway, he sent a Instagram post. He's always sending us like really good Instagram posts.
He does. Yeah, he does.
So Sal, even if I don't, or one of us doesn't react to it, it doesn't mean that it wasn't good. But like, just keep doing it. This one was really good. It's from Complex. It was, which were you, Sidekick or Blackberry? So we said, you know what? Let's bring back this or that, just for this. Dude, I was all about the BlackBerry when it dropped. I was like, cool, I can go on the internet, I can look at my email on the phone. And I remember so I got a brand new BlackBerry on a Saturday, right? I'm getting, and I had like the cool clip for on my belt. I was going to work. I worked at a bank. So I was like, oh, this is great. I get into my truck and the thing, like the seat hit my clip and the fucking thing fell out and a huge dent. Yep, a huge chip taken out of the top of it. It was 2 days old. I was so pissed. And then I was talking to a girl for a while who had a Sidekick, and it was probably the most annoying thing because she could just text me so fast, and I was just like, "All right, settle down." She's texting way too much, and it was because she had a Sidekick. She could just
the letters are there.
And it was before I had a BlackBerry. So I was like on a Motorola Razr, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, slow down. It's taking me way too long to text you back. Also, yeah, she's crazy. I wonder what she's doing these days. So I'm team BlackBerry. And it's only a matter of time before one of these things comes back, or both of these things, because they're already like remaking the Razr as a smartphone.
Flips, yeah, and they got flips and
stuff. They got the flip smartphones now. It's insane. Were you team Sidekick or team BlackBerry?
All right, so I'm gonna say Sidekick, and I gotta because of course there's a story with that. So like everybody in the world, I had a Razr.
Yep.
And there was and then Apple had this Super Bowl commercial. If you remember, while we had Razrs. And then so I went into the store to get a Sidekick. I was just like, I saw that commercial and I thought that was like something that was like gonna be years. I was like, oh, that's gonna be years down the line. So I didn't even have that phone in my mind yet. So I was but somebody at my Super Bowl party was, like you said, was kicking ass on this Sidekick, right? Like doing everything.
Yeah.
And even and another person across that was in the party also had a BlackBerry. And just like it was exactly like what you just said. They're like, whoa, hold on, you're going to, the person on the BlackBerry was struggling. It seemed like to me. And the person on the Sidekick was doing everything just so easily. I was just like, okay, I think I see a winner right here in my living room, with my own test here, right in the living room. So, but when I walked in the store, they're like, you get the that iPhone, you can get one right now. Like, wait, what now? So I kind of got derailed as I was going for a Sidekick.
Nah, all right.
Into an iPhone 1.
All right. I was team BlackBerry. Instagram. We put it on our Instagram. We didn't put it on Twitter. We put it on Instagram. 64% team Sidekick, 36% BlackBerry. So that actually surprised me. But anyway,
BlackBerries were very popular.
Very popular, especially like if you worked in an office or whatever. That's actually how I bought my first one on eBay, actually. Because my buddy told me he got one through his job and was telling me all about it. I was like, oh, I do DJ and I should get one so people can email me while I'm like eating dinner. Right. So stupid. Should have never done that. Anyway. All right. Last thing here for False Count Anywhere. It's the NFL playoffs.
Let's go.
Wild card weekend.
Let's go.
I normally don't have to watch games on wild card weekend because the Patriots are usually way better. I have a serious predicament. My kid is asking me to go do something on Saturday night. And I'm like, come on, man, the Patriots are on. And he's like, I know, but you can watch it on your phone. And I'm like,
what's he want to do?
He just wants to go to see the minor league hockey team that plays here. They're doing like a throwback night. They're wearing like their old school jerseys and stuff. So he wants to go check that out. And I'm just like, oh man, like kind of want to watch the Patriots. So we're going back and forth.
Oh no, I'm kind of on your side here. I'm like little paradise, dude. You need to get a pizza, get a couple slices of pizza, and have a seat on the couch here. We can go to the minor league game. They got games left.
Right.
Okay, put it that way.
We go to a ton of their games. We're just there on New Year's Day. Like we go all the time.
Right.
It's like one of his favorite things to do, which is cool.
Yeah.
We go all the time. But he wants to go because it's throwback night.
I mean, one of Maya's favorite things to do is to go to the independent wrestling show with me.
Yeah.
So I think we brought these kids up right.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, it was this past weekend was wild too. Raiders just getting in by the skin of their teeth, literally.
I gotta go refill my heart condition pills after that.
They almost let the Chargers in, and then the Chargers called timeout.
What the hell are you calling timeout for?
Right. Like, why? What's the point?
Good old Chargers.
Yep. I'm actually glad that the Raiders did that, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna call timeout? Fuck you! You're not gonna go in the playoffs."
That's exactly what happened. Even the coach said, he's like, "Oh, they called it okay." Carlson.
That's what a rivalry needs to be. It's just like the Ravens putting up a video shitting on Ben Roethlisberger, like we're just showing him getting sacked by the Ravens all the time. Like I thought that was so good. And I won't praise the Steelers or the Ravens on much, but I thought that was really, really good. Right. Before you guys shit on me for being a Pats fan, here's my true outlook as a Pats fan for how they're going to do in the playoffs this year.
Okay.
They might. I'm not even going to say they're gonna. They might beat Buffalo, and if they do, that's as far as they're going to go. That is my prediction. I thought they were going to play Cincinnati, and I thought they'd be able to beat Cincinnati. But I just don't think they're going to go any further than this first round, unfortunately. But like I've said it on the show before, like this whole season, like everything we're getting from this season is a bonus because I've said it a bunch of times now to friends and stuff like that. You told me at the beginning of the year that they were going to make the playoffs with Mac Jones as their quarterback in the first year. I'd be like, you're high. Like, there's no way. And look, here we are. So,
well, I needed to see how good their defense was. Because Matt Jones is the exact, like, so the way I see the Patriots is like, I almost feel like I call them the Madden team, like when you're playing Madden football on the video game. And this is me giving them credit. I'm actually not making fun of them.
Yeah.
But they, especially their defense, especially from a defensive perspective, the way that they're coached, each player is going to be where the hell they're supposed to be on every single play. So if you are a quarterback going against their defense, and let's say you even guess the defense right that they're playing, they're going to be in the right spot. So you better throw the ball in the open spot or something bad's going to happen, because their player is going to be there. He's not going to miss the assignment.
Yep.
So that's the way I see the Patriots. And it's the same thing for offense. It's not a big play offense. So, and I saw how Matt Jones played even on Alabama. Like he wasn't throwing it way down. Even with the receivers that he had, it was dink and dunk. So I was like, actually, when I saw that when they drafted him, I was like, he fits.
Yeah.
So he fits what they do. So
they're letting him throw. They're letting him throw a little deeper now. Like lately, he's been throwing a little. In the beginning of the season,
you got to take a shot. You got to take some shots, or
the training wheels are on.
Yeah. Well, or people are going to start to creep up. So you got to take the shot.
Right.
And he's got an arm. Like, I'm not even saying, I'm not calling him a noodle arm. That's not true.
Yeah.
So he can drive the bus just like Brady when he first started.
Yep. Realistically, how do you see the Raiders doing?
About the same. I actually think they can win this game. Especially with, you have Burrow, he's good. Like, he's an excellent quarterback. Like, this is not shitting on him
season,
but this is it's his first playoff game, and this is his second year in the league. So I think some of that is going to start to come. Some of the nerves, I think, are going to be there. And this defensive coordinator for the Raiders, now I was cussing him out during the Charger game because of all those freaking fourth and forevers that we were giving up.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where we could have ended the game, I don't know how many times. But I will say we've come a very long way from like we were like 31st in the league the last the last few years. So and then all of those set like that defensive line that we have is bad. Like we only need to rush 4 people to get pressure on a quarterback. Like that's gold. I don't care what team you are, right? So and then we got like as long as somebody can keep up with Chase, then we got a shot here. We got a shot. And like, you know, Carr, the big and like I call him the big enigma. It's just like he has every tool you could possibly need for a quarterback, but then he'll like do something like, you know, try to dive in the end zone and fumble the ball out the back of it, you know. So so he's just this like, you know, a lot of my friends want him gone, but I'm like, okay, so I don't. So if you get rid of him, I don't want a step like the same tier quarterback though.
Right.
Like for who? Like okay, if we are able to like say get Aaron Rodgers, okay, yeah, see you. I love you, Derek. See you later. Like have good luck on your future endeavors. We got Aaron Rodgers. but if you're talking like, you know, Cousins or something, like that's the same guy. Like so what are we doing here?
Right.
So that's why I'm like, okay, you want to get rid of him for who? Like the guy, what more do you want him to do? Like doesn't he lead the league in the last few years in fourth quarter comebacks? Like, I mean, all these other records. So yeah, so I see maybe winning this game, like probably a Carlson field goal at the end, and a heart attack of a game. But I don't know. Like after that, like it's very hard for me to pick them to beat any of the other teams after that they would face after this.
That's exactly how I feel about the Pats. Is like I could see them. They've already beat the Bills once. I could see them beating the Bills again, and then that's it. Like I don't see them. I mean, unless something crazy happens, or like the Steelers make it to the next round or something like that, then you know it's a different game. But looking at the way things are right now, I don't see them going much further than where they currently are.
Right.
Let's get into some picks here. And then we'll do our top 5 and then we'll wrap up. So we'll just run down the whole list of games here and see what you guys are what you're picking, DJ.
Sure.
And I'll give my picks. We'll just go quick here. Kansas City and Steelers. I'm going Kansas City.
Yeah, I think this is it for Ben. You know, we wrap it up here with Kansas City taking them out.
Yep. Bills and Pats. I'm obviously going Pats.
Hey, that's is it at the Bills?
It's at Buffalo. Yep. And it's going to be freezing.
So, well, I mean, that's not an advantage for either team. I think both of them are cold weather teams. I just I got to pick the Bills. Like I don't see
that's okay.
Yeah.
Not offending me because I'm picking the Bengals.
Yeah.
So, you're picking the Raiders. Oh, that's gonna bring us over to and I'm not doing that to spite you. I legitimately
I'm just like you. I'm not a fit. I could see picking the bank. Like I'm picking with my heart here. I totally think from each position by position, I think the Bengals are the better team. Okay, yeah. So let me be real. But from the heart, I'm not I can't pick against them. So,
and then we move over to the NFC. You got Tampa and Philly. I'm going Tampa.
Let's see, it's at Tampa, right?
It should be at Tampa. Yep.
Oh yeah, then I got to go
Tampa. Dallas and San Fran. I'm going Dallas.
I'm going San Fran.
Okay. I actually think Dallas is for real this year, sadly.
I don't think they can stop the run. And that's exactly what the San Francisco offense is.
Okay.
That's what they are, is running. Because, I mean, did you see the last game? Like, they beat the Rams with Garoppolo going 1 touchdown and 2 picks, but the running back's going crazy. So I'm telling you, that is also the Achilles heel of the Cowboys.
All right.
I remember the Cowboys went against like the Eagles' third string in that last game. So don't use that as a thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Last game on the slate is LA and Arizona. I'm going LA.
Woo! You could almost I damn near want to bring the coin in for this. But being from LA, I'm going to take LA, even though Athena I know Athena's picking Arizona. She's from there.
Yeah. All right. And then last but not least here before we wrap things up tonight, we're going to do our top 5. We are going to do our top 5. This is one you guys probably cannot relate to. Some of you can, some of you can't.
All right.
But that's all right. It's
going to bring some good memories here, I think, even if you're not a fan of these teams.
Absolutely. I am going, we're going top 5 Raiders, top 5 Patriots. And, DJ's not picking his top 5 Patriots. I'm picking my top 5 Patriots. DJ's
what if we did it the other way? We'd be.
Oh, man. Can I pick Randy Moss for all 5?
And I'm like, fuck Randy Moss, but yeah.
All right, top 5. Who do you got for your 5th Raider?
Let's see. So these are like moments, or this is like
players.
Okay, so 5. So it still kind of goes like this. Still fits. Like even though I accidentally picked moments, but it still fits.
Okay.
5 is Daryl LaMonica.
Okay.
And then in 1. There's an AFC game where he threw 6 touchdowns. AFC championship game, I should say. 6 touchdowns.
All right.
Yeah.
My number 5, I have a tie.
Okay.
Legit tie. Like I just could not decide between one or the other. Julian Edelman and Rodney Harrison.
Okay.
Number 4, who you got for your favorite Raider of all time?
I gotta go with the Snake, Kenny Stabler.
Okay. All right. My 4th favorite Patriot of all time, Teddy Bruschi.
I just like how his name sounds like a beer.
Yeah, and that fits in so well in New England. Like there's like
it fit, It's like Dan Marino on the Dolphin.
In the parking lot, you can of course get like a Budweiser looking T-shirt that says Bruschi on it. Like,
hey, see?
Who you got for your 3rd favorite Raider?
Oh, Marcus Allen.
All right. For
and
me,
his run with against the Washington football team is what made me a football fan.
All right. My 3rd favorite is Ty Law.
The Law.
Yeah. I had his jersey. I just love that it says Law on the back.
Yeah. No, it's a dope name. Yep. I damn near bought like that in the jersey with like the shoulders on it. Like,
yep.
I damn near bought one of those.
Kind of a spin-off question here real quick. Who was your favorite? What was your first Raiders jersey?
Jerry Rice.
Okay. My first Patriots jersey was I remember I had a paper route when I was like 13 or 12 or 13. Mm-hmm. And every 6 months I got a $50 like bonus check. Nice. And I remember taking my $50 bonus check one year and going to Dick's and buying a Curtis Martin Patriots.
Okay.
jersey.
My favorite Martin.
He didn't make my top 5 though. That was just my favorite or my first one.
Sure.
So we're also joined here right now. Special guest in DJ's living room is a train.
Sometimes I feel like I live like in Chicago somewhere.
You know what's crazy though is it's a different sound almost every time we record. Sometimes it's a garage. Sometimes it's a car. Sometimes it's a siren. Tonight it's a train. We haven't heard the train before. So train, join the Patreon.
Yeah, it just shows you that this show is real.
Who's your number 2 Raider?
Bo Jackson.
Oh, hell yeah. He would be in my top 5 Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a freaking superhero.
Hell yeah.
Like a real life, like go look at some of his runs. Like,
yeah.
Before he breaks his hip, like it's just like God. I mean, you can see why he broke his hip, like the way, like how he was running, So, but that's one of those what ifs. Like, what if Bo doesn't break his hip? Is definitely one of those big what ifs in the world of the NFL.
My number 2 Patriot is Vince Wilfork.
All right,
loved Big Vince. I loved when he got an interception and he ran against the Chargers. And he just kept running. I have that actually as like an 8x10 picture in a frame somewhere, probably in the basement.
See, that's how
somewhere.
much I hate the Chargers. Like I don't mind that. Like that one, I'll be with that memory with you. Like that's how much I don't like the Chargers.
Yep. And who's your number 1 Raider?
Chuck Woodson.
No, Marcus Allen, huh?
Marcus Allen was number 3.
Oh, my bad.
Yep.
Who'd you say number 1 was? I'm sorry.
Charles Woodson.
Oh, okay. Yep. Perfect. My number one Patriot. Are you guys ready for this? It is Tom fucking Brady.
Tom Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Spoiler alert. It is Tom
I'm about to
fucking
say,
Brady.
why are we even...
Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming.
Like, what a swerve. I thought you were going to say Bill Belichick.
Oh, I could say him or Robert Kraft, because without them...
Or the referees.
Oh, boy. All right. So we'll put up on Instagram, we will put up our final standings for the regular season, but we're going to, for our picks.
It's about to get interesting because now we're about to have some, like, it's not going to look the same now.
Yeah. Phil scored.
I picked the Raiders. So, yeah, let's see how this looks now. How's it
looking?
But
Phil picked the Raiders too. So he's 14-4.
Okay.
Kenny picked the Raiders. He's 13-5. You picked the Raiders. You're 13-5. Zach picked the Raiders. He's 12-6.
Okay.
I picked the Chargers. That makes me 12-6. Mike picked the Raiders. That makes him 13-5. Instagram picked the Chargers. That makes them 12-6. And then Twitter also picked the Chargers, and that makes them 13-5. So now is where it gets interesting. We'll post our picks. We'll get our inner circle picks.
Yeah.
Up and pick, and we'll
game behind here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to post those early because that's a lot of work for me to go through and do all those, but we'll make it work.
So inner circle needs to get their picks in.
That's right. So yeah, enjoy the football games this weekend. Who knows? Maybe I'll be at a hockey game watching on my phone, as my kid told me I could do. Man. Anyway, time for what you're watching. I almost forgot because I actually got stuff I watched this week.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I started Book of Boba Fett. I'm on episode 2.
Right.
My kids started episode 3 while we were recording. And so he already watched it and then went to bed. I watched Afterlife with him again, and then the Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is really good. So good.
I love that. I love it. I love that movie.
It's so good. I actually bought it on Amazon. I'm
about to. Yeah, I'm about to get that.
We just paid for it. I had a gift card or something, or a credit or whatever, and I just ended up paying for it because we wanted to watch it. And then I watched this week. I watched all of Cobra Kai season 4.
Nice.
It's just so like, it's just like so like the term snackable. Like you can just put it on. You don't have to pay attention to every little detail.
No.
And it's just so good. I do feel like a dirty old man though, because Peyton List is that
the Russo's daughter?
No, it's the other girl, the girl on Cobra Kai.
Okay.
She's so fine. And she's actually on a show that my kid watches called Bunked. She plays a completely different character on that show.
Of course.
I did Google her. She's in her 20s. It's okay.
All right.
But
I'm afraid like when you watch like the shows where the people, I know like could they have people in their 20s play people in high school.
Right.
But yeah, there's a couple of shows like, when you look at the new Saved by the Bell, even like there's a couple girls on there.
I follow Peyton List on Instagram now, and I also follow Mary Mouser, who plays Daniel LaRusso's daughter. She's in her 20s too, so it's all good. It's all good. I'm not that dirty of an old man. I'm just old. I'm old enough where I could be their dad. I could be their Johnny Lawrence.
Right.
What are you watching, DJ?
All right, so I'm continuing with Cobra Kai and Boba Fett along with you. 911 Austin.
Yep.
That's getting good. Dexter. And then I'm gonna watch Eternals. Like now that it's free.
Yep. I definitely am gonna probably check that out. And then there's a couple other things I got like on my radar. I've been watching some old Royal Rumbles too. Just put it on and then fall asleep to it at night. And man, there's some that I missed.
Might be something patriotic there.
Maybe. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, or a lot of good like Royal Rumbles in like the 05, 06, 07, 08, 09 era that like I just don't remember. So I threw them on and like it's been good to see like some of those old ones where especially like that I think it's 08 or 09. Forget what year exactly, where Cena comes back. And him and Triple H have a giant battle in the middle of the Rumble. It's good. It's good stuff. I love the Royal Rumble, man. I can't wait.
No, it's a very good show.
All right, guys, time for our run-in rundown. We got our shout-outs here. Of course, we want to welcome in to the Run-In Family Wrestling Collector Shop. Hit up WrestlingCollectorShop.com. Use the code RUN10 to save 10%. Use the code RUN100 if you spend $100 and get yourself a free Elite. We want to shout out Phil over at the Fig Cave. He's got a collar and elbow deal for 10% off if you use the code CAVE. Figure collections, homage, buy, sell, trade toys. Of course, Kenny over at the Call Up, Barrios Toys, Faces and Heels podcast. They actually just did, Faces and Heels just did a interview with CPA, who is an independent wrestler. He wrestles for Blitzkrieg a lot. And he is entertaining as hell. Highly, highly recommend it. My buddy Jesse has a podcast called Dos Padres, and they're going to be doing a giveaway this weekend. If you are a Boston sports fan, or a sports fan in general, take them in. WrestleGeddon podcast coming down the aisle. Turnbuckle Tavern, buy, sell, trade toys. I think I already said them, but that's all right. Keystone Collectibles. And then you guys can follow us over at youtube.com/the Run-In Podcast, prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. Make sure you join the Patreon. It's patreon.com/runinpod. We got that Jeff Hardy giveaway that you have to be a member of the Patreon as of January 15th. So that is coming up. That's this weekend.
Yes,
so maybe that's Saturday if you're listening to this on Friday or Thursday. So make sure you're in that Patreon if you want that figure. And then if you're not in the Patreon, or even if you are, make sure you head over to Twitter and hit up our pinned tweet and retweet that, and you'll be entered to win a Elite 91 Hollywood Hulk Hogan. All you got to do is tweet the episode tweet that is going to be pinned on our profile, and follow the Fig Cave. I forgot that. Follow the Fig Cave on Instagram as well. If you're following them and retweet our episode tweet, we might give you that Elite 91 Hulk Hogan. You never know. Our Twitter is at Run-In Podcast. Instagram is at the Run-In Podcast. Subscribe, rate, and review over on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you listen to your pods. Subscribe, rate, and review. DJ, you want to hit him with your socials?
Sure thing. So, on Tuesday night, you saw LA Knight came back. Well, come and follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Follow the Fig Knight, FIGKNIGHT 27 on both platforms.
Go Pats.
Raiders.
Enjoy the football this weekend, guys. We will holler at you next week. Also, a brand new episode of the Rerun podcast will drop. Episode number 2 will drop Monday on Patreon. See ya.